Greetings, my friend, to another one of my introductory videos here on the Red Delta Project YouTube channel, helping to simplify fitness and help you escape from the diet and exercise rat race. I'm Matt Schifferly, and today's video is all about the concept of micro workouts and why working out in shorter segments can potentially make it much easier to get a lot better results that are also easier to maintain. Now, in my last video, I talked about the concept of chain training, and micro workouts share many similarities to this, particularly that it's not a particular style of workout. It doesn't utilize a particular type of exercise, although usually very efficient exercise methods like calisthenics, simple kettlebell or dumbbell exercises or isometrics are very common just because they're very time efficient. And there's not really one particular approach that's best. A lot of times with micro workouts, people will say, well, that's like grease the groove, where we're doing like 10 push-ups at a time throughout the day. And that can be a micro workout strategy. But the real lesson about micro workouts is it's just short workouts, whatever that means to you. Short could be something that's only half an hour long, or it could be something as simple as 15 to 20 seconds. It's no real specific definition, which gives you a lot of flexibility to make it whatever you want or need it to be. And I don't blame anybody for being skeptical about the idea of getting effective results from workouts that can be much shorter than what they're used to. Because yes, there is a very strong correlation between input and output. And generally, the more you put into your workouts as far as time and energy and effort, the more you get out of it. But there's a lot of fine print with that, namely the fact of knowing what you're doing and making good use of that time, energy, and effort. And if you're not, then you're very likely just wasting a lot of your resources. And micro workouts are all about getting really focused on what's most important and making more use of a shorter period of time or use of energy, so you're getting more results from that. There are two big, massive reasons why micro workouts can be so darn effective. The first of which is getting a lot more focused on the three fundamental objectives that you're trying to accomplish in your training. Now, unfortunately, a lot of times, myself included in the past, people will go into their workouts not really knowing what they're actually trying to accomplish from it. And when you don't know what you're trying to do, then your default becomes to just work as hard as possible, assuming that if you work harder, you're going to get better results. But like any type of work, if you're not focusing that work on accomplishing a very specific objective, then you can put a lot of work and effort in a number of random directions. And if your goals lie in heading in a specific direction, well, now you're just running around in circles and putting very little effort towards what you actually want. So the first of these objectives is simple energy expenditure, burning fat, calories, but it can also mean burning just energy for the sake of like stress relief. Like you get home after a hard day at the office, so to speak, and you're just like, I just gotta unload a lot of angst and stress and stuff. And sometimes just hitting a heavy bag for 5 minutes can do wonders for that sort of thing. And this objective is the easiest and the most straightforward to accomplish, because you can literally just do anything. It's not exercise specific, because you're gonna burn fat and calories and burn off energy doing anything at all. So do whatever the heck you want. You don't have to do anything specific. There's no such thing as weight loss exercise or fat burning exercise, because everything burns calories and fat and relieves you of tension and stressful energy. The second objective is neuromuscular conditioning. And this is a little bit more specific because it's basically strength training. We're including exercises that challenge our neuromuscular system in either creating strength, aka more tension in our muscles, more of that tension for a greater amount of time for endurance, or challenging our muscular work capacity, which is the combination of the two, if we're trying to stimulate hypertrophy. So this is the type of training that is a little bit more specific, because we need to use exercises that are going to produce a good amount of resistance for a decent amount of time against our muscles. But at the same time, you can use a plethora of methods and exercises and tools and tactics for that. So it's not too specific, but you do need to at least make sure it's challenging your neuromuscular system. And then finally, your third workout objective is proficiency. how well you're doing something. And this is much more specific because you need to practice exactly that and challenge the proficiency you want. You can't just do a million jumping jacks and expect that to improve your jump shot in basketball. So with this, you want to be very focused on exactly the type of training that you're doing and exactly how you're trying to improve it in order to get the most from your workouts, rather than just doing a bunch of random work, crossing your fingers and hoping it's going to come out in the wash through dumb chance and luck. Understanding these three fundamental objectives does wonders for you, because when you become more objective focused, you become less hard work and effort focused. And that's a big shift from a lot of the rhetoric you hear in our fitness culture, because a lot of the stuff out there is telling you not how to accomplish an objective, but instead just how much work someone thinks you need to do. How many sets, how many reps, how many workouts a week, how many miles do I run, all those sorts of things. Those are work focused, but there can be a number of different variables and influences that can mean that you need to either work more or less to accomplish an objective, which is actually what matters for your results. So when we follow arbitrary numbers like do these number of sets or work out this muscle group this many sets a week, we're basically kind of going off of general guidelines and hoping that it's just luck is going to get us there. But when we have an objective focus, then you can say, that's all I need to do. Great, I can make that happen in 10 minutes. I can practice my side kick and improve my hip rotation in 30 seconds. I don't need to train for an hour and a half. I know exactly what I'm doing to improve that proficiency. I can also challenge the strength in my muscles by doing a single set of commando pull-ups. Or I can challenge my muscular work capacity by doing as many bodyweight rows as I can in 3 minutes. I don't need to work out for an hour in order to accomplish that objective. I'm just doing whatever amount of work I need to do to get that done, which is usually doesn't need to be a whole lot. But I hear what you may still be saying on a skeptical level. You're saying, Matt, it just feels like a 10 or 15 or 20 or even a 30-minute workout may not be doing all that much. And you know what? You're 100% right. A 30-minute workout isn't going to do a whole heck of a lot for building muscle and strength and improving proficiency or even burning any degree of energy or calories. But you know what? That 2-hour-long sufferfest of blood, sweat, and tears that feels like it was a lot, that really doesn't do a whole heck of a lot of anything either. Which brings me to the second reason why micro workouts can be so incredibly effective, is because in the long run, your success to build the results you want and maintain them boils down to what are the habits you can do on a pretty frequent basis for very long periods of time with as little interruption or effort as possible. And when we've got these big, long, hard, blood, sweat, and tears workouts, that's hard to do that with, especially when that's your only strategy. But when we have smaller workouts, like a 15-minute push-up session, or the ability to just practice a thing that we're trying to improve our proficiency at for literally 3 minutes, that's something that is much easier to do on a very frequent basis for long periods of time. And because of that, that's by far the biggest influence on your increasing your chances of success. So when it comes down to big, hard workouts you do in a haphazard, inconsistent way, or smaller workouts very frequently on a regular basis, that's definitely going to give you a much greater chance of getting what you want. And that's not to say that small workouts are the only way to go. Chances are you're going to be better off with big, long, hard workouts here and there, shorter, smaller workouts when you can fit them in. It's good to have the variability and adaptability to get your workouts to not follow a specific dogmatic approach of how much resources you're spending, but again, whether or not you're consistently achieving the objectives you want from your physical training. I've got a ton of resources for you to learn more and dive into the world of micro workouts. I got a whole playlist of workouts and workout strategies here, as well, of course, my actual book, Micro Workouts. Links to all these, of course, are down below in the description, as always. And welcome to the exciting world of micro workouts here at the Red Delta Project YouTube channel. If you have thoughts or questions, love to hear them down below in the comments section. And as always, thank you so very much for watching. Best of luck in your training this week. Be fit and live free.